Hello, good evening, and welcome to something a bit different. Most people know me for my Space Engineers videos, my tutorials, my little bits of gameplay and advice, but what you might not know is I've been kicking around the game industry for 21 years. I've worked on PC games like Knights of Honor, Savage, and I've also been writing for role-playing games, tabletop role-playing games, for around about 21 years as well. I'm a huge fan of open worlds, and The Witcher 3 is one of my top games. But I wanted to take a moment to just appreciate how this game brings its world to life around it, and what's important about the game. So, we are at the moment not too far from Novigrad, and we are near a village. But if you look at this world is alive. You can hear the wind, the sound, the visuals, the moon, the clouds. And as I move Geralt through towards this little village or settlement, Witcher 3, even though it's night time, brings this world to life. It's not scripted. Goats are wandering around. Geese, chickens, maybe dogs. No people as of yet. They're all asleep in their beds. Because it's just shy of 2, nearly 3 in the morning. Maybe a bit later. Seems to be getting lighter. And the weather, well, the weather is fairly clear, but that can change in a heartbeat in Witcher 3, especially in Velen. Velen is extremely windy, it's extremely wet, and is extremely grimy and dark. It very much echoes the books and just the Witcher world in general. It's not a nice place, and so the game developers, CD Projekt Red, have brought it to life in a really interesting way. This world is alive, it's not static. There's smoke coming out of chimneys, there's little shooting stars, there's particles everywhere. And what we've got, as time passes, if I pop into our meditation menu and we put time forward to about 8 o'clock, you'll see the difference on how Witcher 3 brings the open world to life. And bear in mind, I'm playing with the hood off as well, so I'm not being assaulted by mini-maps and other such things. Everybody in this world, every non-player character, has a schedule, has a day and night cycle. Now, this was prevalent in a lot of games, like the original PC version of Gothic had day and night cycles, but this kind of thing seemed to be missing from games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This disconnects you from the world. When you don't have this level of interaction, you miss out on an open world. And this is the purpose of this video, to demonstrate that Witcher 3 grounds you to its world because it provides, in turn, a grounded world. There are people here, and they're not overly fond of witches. And neither is the grand city of Novigrad. And one of my purposes for this first video, looking at open worlds and looking at the way games like Witcher 3 bring an open world to life. Stop here, just look at that fire. Is to have a walk, and I did this with Ghosts of Tsushima on the PlayStation 4. I've got it on my channel, a walking video, just to bring the world to life. So you can see that kid who was playing earlier with the bow is now playing by the side of the water. And he's not static. He's got his own schedule. I can't interact with him. I can bump into him and he'll react. Which is, again, another way that The Witcher 3 brings you into the world. Geralt has a presence in this world and everything reacts to him. Creatures, non-player characters, the world itself. Now, you can't just walk up to a bench or a chair and just sit down and watch the world go by, which would be even more immersive. But that's a minor thing in terms of open worlds. You can hear the sound of potentially creatures. You can see one over there, close to Novigrad. But again, the world feels alive. Everything is in motion. The wind has an effect on the trees. The sound design, different from day to night. The different sound filters apply here. The nighttime is designed, even as a Witcher, who are seasoned monster hunters, to put the player on edge. Listen to the wind. I mean, the noise of the creature over there as well. And I'm not even using the Witcher senses. You see bats flitting about, replacing the birds from the daytime. This all adds up to an open world that feels alive. A lot of the early Assassin's Creeds had this. Even Assassin's Creed 1 actually felt quite alive in the towns and the cities. But as open worlds get more and more complex, this kind of thing needs to be mandatory. You can also look at Rockstar's worlds. Red Dead Redemption 2 is an extremely alive open world. there is a lot going on with that, and a lot of interactivity. The world itself is a character, just like the world of The Witcher here is a character, and each particular area is its own character, looking at parts of Velen, ignoring the screeching beast in the background, compared to Skellige. Skellige is a totally different place. It has a totally different theme, a totally different atmosphere, and has a totally different feel to it. And combined with all of the other elements, it feels distinct from Velen, distinct from Novigrad, which you can see in the distance here. And if you notice as well, CD Projekt Red have taken time to build their sound library to react with everything going on. The sandbars as you run across them. The bear getting on my nerves, excuse me. Ta. Bye, bear. Sometimes you've just got to kill a bear. I mean, it is a truly brilliant open world. And again, different. During the day. Now, it feels a lot more at ease. Things aren't as... well, it doesn't put you on as much of an edge as it does at night. It's a dangerous world. With the hood off and various things like that, it could be considered extremely dangerous since there's no minimap. And again, all these people have their day, night cycles, things they do, jobs. The guards are guards.
I serve the eternal fire.
And they react to you. What's this, gent?
Thanks for your help, don't be stupid.
Now this is what makes Witcher 3 such a great open world. This level of interactivity, this level of design, it's not as interactive as the open world of Red Dead Redemption 2, but it is one of the best open worlds. Now look at Novigrad. This is also a city that evolves during the game. Based on your actions as Geralt, you will create a change in this city.
Aye, he did. Plenty more to all now, so we work shifts. Crematory's fire rules day and night.
But
We steal and fire.
people are doing their own thing. They all have a job. They all have a task. and they're all doing something, and they all react to The Witcher in varying different ways. But this isn't a nice place. And you can tell from the design there is a lot of detail in the city of Novigrad. From the stonework to the cobblestone paths to the light in a small room and building, and it all feels grounded. This is a living, breathing, albeit quiet
Pauper with a library. Imagine that.
city.
Times when beggars can put letters together, foul their minds.
Fire will cleanse them all.
And this instantly brings you into the world. This is a world that wants you to explore it. It wants you to play with the HUD off, or at least the mini-maps off. It wants you to immerse yourself in this open world. It wants to give you opportunities. It wants to give you a show. This isn't a world that's just doing nothing. This is a world that draws you in. This is what other open world games have got to do. This is why Ghost of Tsushima is so good. Because Ghost also draws you in. The world reacts. The non-player characters react to Jin Sakai. And the same as Geralt. The world evolves from Jin's actions. Player agency is key in these open worlds. And this is just a very small part of Witcher 3. But it is a great illustration as to why this open world and these places feel alive.
Blasphemous kobolds.
You can hear the music kick in the closer I get to this place. You can see the people and the witch hunters all turning out for the show of book burning.
Any needs, master? Last chance to surrender unorthodox books.
How'd you discover it? To city current.
Flame especially.
And this is the first of several of these videos that will cover things like open worlds, as open worlds are. I'll be looking at Red Dead Redemption 2 and why that is an interactive, interesting open world. Thank you very much for watching this one, sticking with me. I know it's a bit different to the various things I do with Space Engineers, but I felt it was time I diversified and had a crack at something else. As I always say, stay safe, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Excuse me. Thank you very much, Man in Blue. I'm standing there. Run. Remember to toss a coin to your Witcher. Bye for now.